Kalipa's Tech here, coming back at you with another video. In this video, I'm going to be giving you 5 reasons to buy the Umidigi A11 in 2021. But before we get started, I do want to remind you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It does help out the channel quite a bit. That being said, let's get into it. So my first reason to buy the Umidigi A11 in 2021 is the storage. This phone has 128 gigabytes of internal storage with microSD card expansion, so that is quite a bit. The only bigger you're gonna get than 128 gigabytes is in the upper end flagship phones like the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra and the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Those phones can get up to 256 or even 512 gigabytes, but with any other phone, especially phones in this price range, 128 gigabytes is really impressive. And it comes with microSD card expansion, so if you have lots of photos and videos, you can put them all on that. This is especially good if you're a power user who has lots of different apps and does lots of different things that require lots of space on your phone. My next reason to buy this phone in 2021 is the device security. This phone has a fingerprint scanner and face unlock, and the fingerprint scanner is in pretty much the best spot possible right here on the power key. You're going to be touching this key to wake up the display anyway, so it's just as well to have it unlocked too. Let's go ahead and give it a try just to see how fast it is. There we go, one more time. And there we go. So while this fingerprint scanner isn't the best when it comes to odd angles, it's not nearly as forgiving as some other fingerprint scanners out there, specifically like the Samsung Galaxy A12. I think that has one of the best power key fingerprint scanners I've used. As long as your fingerprint is properly set up with that phone, you can put it on the fingerprint scanner even just a tiny bit and it's going to unlock. But with this phone, you do have to get it just right, covering the entire button completely and perfectly every time. But then on the other hand, assuming you do that, which really it's not that hard, it's going to unlock perfectly, and as you saw in that little demonstration, really quickly as well. My third reason to buy the Umidigi A11 in 2021 is the large display. This phone has a 6.53-inch LCD display with a resolution of 720p, a PPI of 269, and an aspect ratio of 20:9. So while the actual quality specs of the display leave a little to be desired, preferably an IPS LCD is better than a regular LCD, and the overall quality of the image isn't the best, having a large display does sort of make up for this, especially if you're doing something like reading, where the specific quality of the image details don't really matter a whole lot, but you want to see things just bigger. Having a larger display is always going to be a good thing, especially a display like this that's not so large that it's uncomfortable to carry in your pocket or even to hold in your hand. My fourth reason to buy the Umidigi A11 in 2021 is the battery. This phone has a 5,150 milliamp hour battery, so you're going to get lots of life out of this. Of course, this battery is going to have tons of life throughout the day. You probably won't even need to charge it until the nighttime, and honestly, even beyond that. Some phones with batteries of this size typically do last for multiple days depending on how you use them. But also down the road, as the battery is starting to degrade, you're not going to notice it nearly as quickly, and as a result, you'll be able to keep the same phone for a longer period of time. So if you don't like to replace your phone very often, this is going to be a big benefit for you. My fifth and final reason to buy the Umidigi A11 in 2021 is it has a ton of features. The smart key is probably the most unique one and useful as well. This key can be programmed to open so many different shortcuts, pretty much any function of the phone you want. So for example, say I want to turn on the flashlight. There we go, the flashlight is on, as you can see here. Or maybe open Instagram. There we go, Instagram is open. So many different things you can do. And in addition to that, this phone has all kinds of different gesture features. It has the classic 3-finger screenshot, a little bit of a delayed reaction, but it still works really well. And that's not the only thing it has. It also has other gestures that lots of phones, even higher end phones than this, don't have. Like for example, a quick way to open the camera. And you can even change the volume just by sliding 2 fingers on the screen. In addition to all these practical features, there's some more goofy ones as well. Like this thermometer right here. I'm not really sure when I would use a thermometer on a phone, but it's kind of cool to have a thermometer. Since other phones don't and this one does, that's sort of an advantage. So long story short, this phone has tons of different features that other phones, especially phones in its price range, don't have. So it's a big advantage and benefit if you like phones that have tons of different shortcuts and a lot of interesting other features that you might use here and there. But those were my 5 reasons to buy the Umidigi A11 in 2021. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you found this information useful as well. If you want to learn more about the phone itself, be sure to check out my full review of the phone on the channel. And if you happen to be watching this after you bought the phone, definitely check out my beginner's guide as well as my tips and tricks video, where I go through a bunch of different features you might not know about this phone, and some stuff you're going to want to know when you're setting it up for the first time. But that's it for today. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.